So a few months ago, we did a video talking about my EDC backpack, and in that backpack, I pointed out this little toolkit that I have. I've shown you various EDC tool pouches that I've used over the years, and I feel like I finally distilled it down to exactly what I want in a tool pouch. Although, you can see it's kind of chunky, so we'll address that at the end of the video. But this video is to show you what I keep in my EDC tool pouch. And with that said, let's do the damn thing. So first up, we should talk about the pouch itself. Again, it's pretty pressed to the max, but I do like this. This actually is what started the process of me condensing my toolkit down. This is the EDC pocket pouch from Big Idea Design. And because of the size, I was like, ooh, that could be perfect. Although like it could be like 5% bigger and it would be perfect because it's like, it works, but it's like, just a little too tight. Anyway, you can go check these out on their website right now, but inside here, as you can see, we have it kind of stuffed, and there are a couple of redundancies, and I will explain that once we get there. We'll start here. These are the Precision Tweezers by Civivi, designed by Bob Terzula. Tack and Tweeze is what they're called right there. And it's just a pair of precision tweezers that are kind of like OTF, almost like a craft knife style, right? The little screw knob. They're actually really good tweezers. Next up, I don't really carry a pry bar in my pocket. I used to. I never used it, but there are times when I need one, and I am not a huge believer in titanium pry bars. I have a lot of them, but titanium is actually a pretty bad material unless you don't want your pry bar to scratch what you're working on, which it still can, but like titanium's kind of soft. So this is actually a tool steel pry bar. I put I don't know if that's Spyderco or Benchmade clip. I put this on here years ago. I don't even know what knife that came off of, and I don't remember how I came to own this Zach Wood pry. It is a first production run, which I don't really care too much about, but it is tool steel. I know that's why I traded for it, and I believe it's either 01 or A2. I think it's 01, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, pry bar, it's steel. It's meant to be just cranked on, beat on. I've not used it a ton, but I'm much more appreciative of having a tool steel pry bar over a titanium one. We're gonna skip over this, we'll come back to that. Next we have one of my favorite things I've ever discovered here on the channel, the Klein electrician scissors, or snips, as many of you corrected me, even though they are listed as electrician scissors on the packaging, they're snips.
You think the guy who showed you those at Blade Show realizes
how much he changed my life?
Yeah, what a monster he's made. You've owned at least 6 of these.
I have 4 pairs of them, you bitch. 4.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
I have bought 2 pairs for my mom.
Okay, so it is 6, I was right.
I've purchased 6 pairs or more. I personally only have 4. One of them stays in this toolkit. If you're not familiar, these are some of the best scissors you can have for just kind of tough, heavy duty jobs. I have cut a penny in half with them. It does work, you can do it. Yes, it hurts your hands, really bad, but you can do it. They're just really tough scissors and they're not that expensive. The thing is, when I first started talking about these scissors, they were like maybe $14, $15. Now they're like,
20, aren't they?
They're inching up to 20. At Lowe's, I think they're 20. They're like 17 on Amazon. So the popularity of them, I guess, has increased with them being a little more out there now, but they're still really good, even at 20 bucks. And they're like wire strippers too. So they are electrician scissors. So they have what they call a file here, but it's not really that much of a file. And then you can strip wire here, or you could also strip it with the actual scissors. But for $20-ish, you really can't beat them. Next up, I just keep a couple of alcohol wipes, lens wipes, alcohol wipes, just for cleaning off gunk and stuff back there. We're not gonna bother taking them all the way out because it's just alcohol wipes. All right, now I want to take a moment to thank our channel sponsors who make all of this possible. And first up, we have Worksharp. They make amazing knife sharpeners. Now they make the RMX, which is a great knife, and they do drops every single Monday at 10 a.m. PST. I also want to take a moment to thank Big Idea Design. They make awesome titanium pocket tools and knives, and also all sorts of awesome pins and watches like this one, the TI GMT, which is live on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. You can also find us on Whatnot. Whatnot is a live streaming auction platform. Think of it as like eBay meets TikTok Live. We get into all sorts of debauchery and a lot of fun. We also sell stuff along the way, like knives. I've sold off a lot of my own personal collection. We sell some carry commission stuff that you can't just go out and buy at any point in time. So we have a lot of fun. We sell some cool stuff. You can also find other stuff on the platform like cards and vintage goods, all sorts of stuff over on Whatnot. If you use this QR code, you can get $15 towards your first purchase. And finally, I want to thank Nitto. So I've been running the Nitto Terra Grappler G3s on my Raptor for a while now. They have been awesome. They are all-weather tires, so they're great in rain, snow, and on-road, off-road. They're quiet for long road trips, which is awesome. Go check them out. The Terra Grappler G3s from Nitto. Use the link down below. All right, next up, we've got kind of like a combination. We'll get it all out of here and go through it all together. And it also extends around to the back of the pouch. Yeah. So what I'm trying to accomplish here in some way is like not needing a Leatherman. I've got a Leatherman, but this fills in the gap of what the Leatherman can't do effectively. So would I need this if I have a Leatherman in my pocket every day? No, because I can use all of these things with a Leatherman, but I don't always have a Leatherman in my pocket, so that's why this exists. So this is the Bit Bar Inline Max from bigidesign. If you're not familiar with it, it is an inline screwdriver that stores bits in the handle. So there was the Bit Bar Inline, which took 1/4-inch bits. It's just a standard bit. You can put whatever bits you wanted into it. This one uses Leatherman bits, or the Leatherman style flat bit. So you have double-ended, and this one holds 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bits technically, because you can store one in the end of the shaft here. It also has a T-handle and an offset T, so you can get a lot of torque on this as well, and it stores away very, very nicely. So it's one of the most compact and fully functional and fully featured screwdrivers that would fit in a thing like this, but it is kind of expensive. These are 120 bucks, so it's not a cheap screwdriver by any means, but it does come with a lot of functionality in a very small package. So I threw this in here because if I have my Leatherman in my pocket, yes, I can use these, but if not, then I have something that can drive the flat bits. So Bit Bar Inline Max, and alongside that, we have all of these pieces. So this right here is sold as a set on Amazon, along with a shorter extension. This is from Galvanox. These are not the official Leatherman bits. These are from Galvanox, and the reason I like this is because it has double-sided in one piece. So Leatherman has a single-sided holder for the bits, and it comes with 2 of them, which is kind of annoying because you could just do this and have a double-sided bit holder like this, and it works really well. And then it also comes with this extension. I think all of this together, so all these bits on both sides and 2 extensions, it's like 35 bucks, which Leatherman's bits alone are 30, I think. And then you have the extensions, which are like 15 or 20. Don't quote me on those prices, but this is a very good deal. I've not actually used these Galvanox bits a lot myself, but I have read very good things about them for the money. But effectively, the reason I have this in here is an extension. There are many times where I get to something that this is too thick or wide to get into a hole. This allows you to extend out, and it converts it to 1/4-inch. So you can use a standard bit inside with your flat bit driver. These other 2 are ratcheting. So technically this serves as an extension because it locks out. So this is very much like the Leatherman ratchet driver, which I'm not using anymore, obviously. But the problem is with this selector for your ratcheting system, it's just too big in many cases too. So you could even extend it again if you need to, but we're getting into like very niche use cases. But effectively, this right here is one of the best setups in a pocket screwdriver ever. Ratcheting screwdrivers are a godsend, and this one is the new one from 711L, and it is nice. So this is their like, originally they came out with just these little flat end ratchets, which are good, right? They're widely adaptable because they flex head. You can use them in a lot of different ways, but an inline driver like this, an inline ratchet driver, is so nice. As you notice, I'm not using the Leatherman ratchet driver. This is significantly bigger, significantly heavier. It's all metal, but it's better. The Leatherman's is made out of plastic, or at least partially made out of plastic. I found a lot of the time that the bits would fall out of the end of it. Like, there were just things about it that weren't perfect. It was the only option for a long time, so it was the best option. But now that there are other ones out there, there are better options. Although, you're gonna pay for this one. This is 60 bucks for a ratchet adapter for a Leatherman. Like, that's a lot, no doubt about it. But it's made, like, putting together furniture and stuff a breeze. It's really, really a nice handy tool for a lot of reasons. Now, why would I need this and this though? And that basically comes down to, this actually gets into a video idea that we've kind of talked about a little bit and we've never really acted on it, but fixing my mini truck with just a Leatherman. And in order to do that, I would need something like this to be able to fit that Leatherman into tight, weird, awkward places. So there are times where just a straight inline driver doesn't fit, doesn't work. This can, because you can use this with like an extension and get around a corner or get down into something. So there are times where this is the better tool, there are times where this is the better tool, and they're pretty compact, so why not just have them both? So this right here is obviously just kind of like an overkill and fairly expensive screwdriver setup, but it kind of covers all the bases. You've got hex, you have Torx, you have flathead, you have Phillips, even an eyeglass screwdriver, which that really is only gonna work inside a Leatherman. But you have a lot of bits in a very compact, very tiny package. Very full featured for screwdrivers. And then finally, the last tool in here is Knipex. 5-inch Cobra pliers, you guys know all about them now. They're $35, they punch well above their weight, and they can even be paired with something like this. So because they have the ability to turn a bolt, you can also clamp them in here. So there's a lot of stuff that works together in ways that you wouldn't initially expect, but it's a full featured toolkit in a very small package, a very small pouch. And the only other thing that's back here that kind of always is in my possession is zip ties. I ran out of these the other day and I was like, where are my damn zip ties? I'd used them all, so we bought more at Ace. But this is everything that's in this kit other than the zip ties and the alcohol wipes. This is just something that I grab. It stays in my backpack, and I would say I use it maybe once a week, but probably closer to just a couple times a month. But having this as just this quick grab and go thing is really, really handy. Is it super practical? Not exactly, but I have all this stuff here because of all these videos anyway. I might as well put them in a pouch and use them in a way that is beneficial to me. So I'm not going to just ignore them. I'm going to use them and put them in a pouch. So for me, it's the most compact and fully featured pouch that I've put together over the years. However, I feel like we've kind of hit the limit of what this pouch can do.
Agreed.
It's pretty maxed out. So
real quick, what's this?
Oh, all right, this one's kind of silly, but like,
is it measuring tape? Is that what that is?
it's kind of silly and stupid,
It's measuring tape, isn't it?
but it's kind of cool and it's functional. It's come in handy. It is a measuring tape, yes. Yeah, it's a titanium measuring tape.
Titanium, man.
It is titanium. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, it is titanium.
Look at that.
But it's very compact. I think it's what, 3 feet? Yeah, 3 feet measuring tape. All right, but anyway, this setup has kind of pressed this pouch a little too far. Not only has it pressed it too far, I feel like it's actually missing one thing. Because I don't really carry a utility knife in my pocket every day anymore, and I would like to have something like the Big Eye utility knife, or this one that I bought recently from Berg Blades. Just a full grip utility knife in a pouch. It's definitely not gonna fit inside this pouch. So I think it's time to upgrade.
Do it.
Just a slightly bigger size, and things have a little bit more room to breathe. Oh, we already got one in there.
Hey, these slides.
Look at that. Bronze, buy from Carry Commission. All right, so put the wipes back there. Put some zip ties back there too. And then we gotta just figure out how this fits. I feel like it's pretty good. I don't feel like I have much I could change about it. Like, I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna complain that I just have a whole bunch of very expensive stuff in here, which is not unfounded. Like, that's not incorrect. There is a lot of expensive and unnecessary gear in here, but it's what I like. It's what I got. It's the stuff I use, and I do find myself grabbing this pouch, or at least what was in this pouch previously, pretty often, fixing stuff around the house, tinkering, tightening screws, fixing kids' toys. This covers all those bases, and it's not meant to be a hardcore toolkit. It's just like quick grab and go. If I need to go turn a bolt or reach something that I couldn't reach with my Leatherman, or I don't know. I find myself reaching for a toolkit like this pretty often. I don't need a full like 40-pound tool bag like I keep in my truck. I can just grab something quick, turn a few screws or bolts that are not like a standard bit, put it back. Also, I realized that this is like a $400 toolkit, so not exactly practical. However, there are probably cheaper alternatives to most things I have in here. Let's just open it back up. Like, for example, this utility knife. You could do a Milwaukee Fastback right here, 20 bucks. Milwaukee Fastback, that one's like 150, 160. So you do have a bit driver inside the Fastback. So you could drop that out.
Yep.
Galvanox in this, drop that and that. That right there is $300 gone. Right, that's the biggest expenses in here. This thing's 60 bucks. I think it's great. You could get the Leatherman one for 30, 35, so half the price. Pry bar, you don't need this. You could get something like this at Lowe's. They have small screwdrivers. I mean, it could be anything. So you don't need this pry bar, obviously. Nobody needs that. Even something like Griffin Pocket Tool XL, 40 bucks, I believe. Somewhere in there, but it's also steel. It's not titanium. Could take the place of that.
With a Leatherman, you could potentially knock out quite a lot of this stuff.
A lot of this could be replaced with a Leatherman, but yes, there are things that, like, these scissors are better.
Yeah, 100%.
These are gonna be better than Leatherman pliers. They're forged instead of stamped. You know, there are minor upgrades here over a Leatherman, and that's what I was saying. Like, this fills in some of the gaps that a Leatherman misses. And it's complementary to a Leatherman too.
I would say in the comments, they should tell us what their setup looks like.
Yeah,
And
or
how much.
yeah, or how dumb is mine.
Yeah, I mean, you could always roast Taylor in the comments,
you
but
could
I'm
roast
actually
mine.
curious. Like, if you have a setup that's more affordable and maybe compact, let us know in the comments.
Be the company that comes out with a thing that condenses this even further.
Could be.
Anyway, that's it. That's my toolkit. Everything you see will be linked down below. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, carry on.